Our next game from Software's illustrious library is Sony's elegant, ingenious and irresistible masterpiece that switches up the formula, lore and setting on its head entirely from what came before. This is Bloodborne, and just like the Souls Trilogy, it contains some highly original, unique and phenomenal boss encounters. So without further ado, here we're going to count down those top 10 bosses from Bloodborne to see what truly sets them above the rest. And this should go without saying, but expect some major spoilers ahead. We begin this countdown with a boss that may very well be your final encounter depending on the chosen path, Murgo's Wet Nurse. From a creepy, cryptic and unsettling entrance to an original design that wields 4 deadly scythes, quickly disciplining any player that takes her too lightly, with devastating flurries and attacking from a nightmare veil, which is a challenge all unto itself, requiring a level of skill to overcome. Murgo's Wet Nurse isn't the most challenging or difficult of contests by any means, but it's certainly rewarding and deserving of this list, kicking this countdown off at number 10. Next up, we face a foe of madness with such personality, Mikolash, host of the Nightmare.
No one can stop us now.
This encounter is essentially one of pursuit, chasing the host of the Nightmare through a series of corridors and stairs, with puppets forever at your back leading to 2 face-to-face encounters. I understand that some found this encounter very frustrating, yet others a boss that tried something original, fun and different, standing tall, creating a moment of greatness, and personally I'm amongst the latter, as Mikolash, host of the Nightmare, resonated with me and many other players for all the right reasons, as it dared to try something new and overall succeeded, placing him at number 9. Our next entry could very well be your first boss depending on the chosen path, and if so, demonstrates quickly exactly what Bloodborne is all about. Father Gascoigne. An opponent with a great look and a fantastic name, set in an excellent arena with an awesome set of moves and mechanics, and a second phase which flips the playstyle of the encounter on its head entirely, from one of precision and skill to ferocious velocity. Father Gascoigne is an opponent that personifies style, not to mention an exploit that could easily be seen as one of the saddest moments from Bloodborne, so it's easy to overall see why Father Gascoigne is held in such high regard from fans, placing him at number 8. Next up, we go head to head with the largest boss from Bloodborne, Amigdala. A true David and Goliath scenario against a foe that can barely fit on the screen, with unpredictable movements that's extremely quick for its colossal scale. Its spider-like design is extremely intimidating, with powerful attacks to boot, along with laser attacks and a rage mode in its ending moments that's most unexpected. Amigdala is one of those boss encounters where From Software deliver yet again, providing us with a foe that's exciting throughout and a magnificent sight to behold, earning number 7. Next up, we face a foe that really turns up the heat and is our first entry from the Old Hunters DLC, Lawrence the First Vicar. In an arena similar to Vicar Amelia that takes on the traits of the Cleric Beast but switched up to 11, all fleshed out over 3 phases that are by no means easy. The fire effects look incredible, the entrance is one of the best, the deafening screeches throughout can't be unheard, and the overall demonstration of power on display here is felt in a big way. Lawrence the First Vicar is certainly memorable, and for the impact that he makes, I can guarantee most won't forget him so easily, placing him at number 6. Our next entry is none other than the King Reaper himself, Martyr Agarius. An opponent with powerful physical attacks and a devastating arsenal of arcane spells, all blended together so well and balanced out perfectly, creating that near perfect foe that's so punishing in every sense of the word. This encounter atop the Forsaken Canehurst Castle is as tough as they come, whether at a distance or face to face, making short work of any player who isn't prepared, yet at the same time to take everything in with all that's taking place in a unique arena, along with the haunting music and ultimately that determination to overcome and prevail, presents a challenge in Bloodborne unlike any other, placing Martyr Agarius as a standout encounter at number 5. Next up, we have an encounter at the peak of the clock tower from the Old Hunters DLC against Lady Maria of the Astral Clock Tower.
Only an honest death will kill you now. Eliminate you from your wild curiosity.
She's got dual-wielding swords and she really knows how to use them. That pushes the player to the limit in a contest that's rapid and exciting throughout all 3 phases, all of which takes place in a fantastic setting, with an epic orchestral score being hammered in hard throughout, overall presenting a boss encounter that's epic in every way. Lady Maria of the Astral Clock Tower is a boss encounter that's really done right, ultimately delivering a fun and awesome encounter that From Software should definitely be proud of, placing her at number 4. We next look to a battle that could very well be your last, against Gehrman, the First Hunter.
Tonight, Gehrman joins the hunt.
Taking place on an iconic and beautiful battlefield with a dramatic and emotional soundtrack against a foe that's fast, aggressive, unpredictable and extremely skilled, ultimately presenting an exceptional yet difficult challenge for any player to deal with. Gehrman the First Hunter is one of those boss fights from Bloodborne you knew was coming from the very beginning, and it delivers on every front. And if this is indeed your final battle to one of the 3 possible climaxes, what better way to end the dream, earning number 3.
The night will long.
Our penultimate entry brings us to a foe devoid of all humanity and is from the Old Hunters DLC, Ludwig the Accursed and the Holy Blade. An opponent unlike any other that provides us with 2 distinctly different phases, of which both are difficult, but the second is a real fight for survival.
My true mentor, my guiding moonlight.
There really is some excellent lore here. The contest is so intense, the mechanics between the 2 phases are so diverse, and the nostalgic treat of the Moonlight Sword's appearance really sets this boss apart, standing leaps and bounds above the rest. Ludwig the Accursed and the Holy Blade is a boss fight only narrowly missing the number 1 spot, but definitely came close due to how clever and exciting this encounter really is, deserving of the number 2 spot.
Now I may sleep in peace.
We end our countdown on the Old Hunters DLC with our final entry, the Orphan of Kos. To me, this is by far the hardest, toughest and one of the most difficult challenges that From Software has ever created, and that's not exaggerated in the slightest. The Orphan of Kos is so unpredictable, relentless in his pursuit, is so quick and dishes out some devastating punishment throughout both phases. I've played Bloodborne through now multiple times, but no matter how much I practice, Kos always seems to get one up on me, killing me time and time and time again. I can't emphasise enough though how engrossing this encounter is as a result, and is a testament to how great this boss really is, making you get good if you want to see that victory scream. Orphan of Kos isn't just my favourite Bloodborne boss, but is one of my favourite bosses that From Software has ever created, ticking all the right boxes from challenge, intensity and the level of skill required to overcome, placing the Orphan of Kos as my favourite boss from Bloodborne and earning our number 1 spot. So that brings us to the end of our countdown and the top 10 bosses from Bloodborne. The Souls Trilogy is fantastic in its own right, but Bloodborne is a completely different kettle of fish, and these 10 bosses we've just gone through demonstrate exactly why. And I know From Software are currently working on the brand new IP Elden Ring as of the making of this video, but I very much hope down the line that they revisit Bloodborne and we get that much anticipated and deserved sequel. With that said though, if you enjoyed the video then please remember to like, share and subscribe to the channel. It always goes a long way, is greatly appreciated as it really helps me grow, and if you can then please stick with me as we'll be looking to Sekiro next. Take care now, Gavinchi out.